Welcome to Madison City Channel's Know Your Candidates interviews, co-sponsored by the League of Women Voters of Dane County. I'm your interviewer, Eve Galanter, and I would like to introduce Barbara Harrington-Mckinney, running for Alder in District 20. As we begin, please give an opening statement about your educational, vocational, and civic experience that prepares you for this office and why you are running for Alder.
Well, thank you very much for the opportunity to share this time with you. I was first elected in 2015, and my experience here in Madison, I've been the adjunct instructor at Edgewood College. I taught Introduction to Community Building. I facilitated restorative justice circles. I facilitated community circles. I collaborated within the correctional system, talking about restorative justice. I did it in the community courts. I was with the Dane County Time Bank, and I was also at Operation Fresh Start. Madison Area Urban Ministry, now just Dane. I was the associate director there, and I specifically served as the reentry program coordinator. And I did extensive training in circles of support coordination. Educationally, I'm a special ed teacher. I have a lifetime special education degree in St. Louis, and I have a degree in public policy administration, and I have an MBA. So I'm well qualified and well versed with community engagement. And why I'm running. The District 20 I describe as a diamond in the rough. And with redistricting, I was in District 1 and now I'm in District 20. And the difference is that this term was a 1-year term. And I thought, for 1 year, it would take someone. I was elected in 2015, and I'm now a better Alder now than I was before. And I wanted to hit the ground running. And so I'm running as a continuance of the work. It's almost like running, when you're running a relay, your job is to keep your head down and go to the next run. And then you put out the stick and you hand it to someone else to take it to the finish line. What I realized is that I didn't have a prepared handoff person. And I thought I could not walk away and leave my district uncovered. And so that's why I'm running. I want the voices of the constituents in my district to be heard. I want to sit in that chamber and remember that they elected me and speak what their truths are, and then having them to understand they'll not get everything they want, but absolutely they will be heard. So that's why I'm running. I'm running to continue, and hopefully I'm elected for this term, when I reach out with a baton, that there's someone there to take it on and represent District 20, the wholeness of District 20, not just one segment, but the wholeness of District 20. So that's why I'm running.
How would you evaluate the city's current efforts to address homelessness and increase the amount of affordable housing?
That's a very challenging question because in District 20, we have a lot of seniors, a lot of apartment owners, and the ability of what we call that missing middle. That missing middle is you're not the large estate housing and not apartments, but those that are affordable, those that can be placed where people can walk to work, where transportation is available. And that missing middle. In my district, I have observed two entities of that missing middle, and where people will be able to purchase a home. And so everyone wants, that's the American dream, to own a home. But Madison has become a place that's unaffordable. Seniors said that they cannot retire in place. And then young individuals coming into Madison said that they cannot afford to own a home. And so Madison is building a lot of apartment buildings. When I drive down East Washington, I don't even recognize East Washington anymore. And the rents that some of those individuals are paying is more than I'm paying for the mortgage on my home. And so Madison is trying to catch up because the population has expanded so greatly. But catching up means is that we need to begin to look at all elements of housing and bring those in. So whether you want a 4-bedroom house or you want an apartment or something in the middle, that there's a space in place for you.
Now, what actions or programs would you support to enhance community safety in Madison?
That's my question. When I was elected in 2015, I did a ride-along, and I live on the far west side. And that ride-along took me in the heart of the city. And so mutual fund, there were cars from all over. And I realized, and I asked myself the question, well, if I was at home and I had an emergency, who would come to my home? I learned that in that evening shift, there were only 6 officers that would cover the whole of the west side. That was disturbing to me. Public safety has always been something that I have supported since 2015 when I was elected. I still support public safety, and people should be safe in their own homes. I am a supporter of body-worn cameras. Let me just put that out there. That has not changed. And more so, I'm supportive of body-worn cameras because I was in a meeting of the West District, and I heard officers say that they go to these large conferences, and Madison is the only one that is not represented in terms of body-worn cameras for their officers. That's one thing. But then it is impacting some officers who are leaving because of that lack of that extra layer. And so what that extra layer does, it is we have to move from having the cell phone capture the moment. We really do need to know when these cases go to court, what is the sustainable evidence? How can you prove that A did this and B did this or A didn't do this? And so we are projected for our population in the next 20 years to really expand. Mm-hmm. And to have a police force that is not equipped to the latest technology is very concerning to me. And it's not the police pushing it. If I'm reelected, I'm going to be talking with the neighbors, the constituents. It has to be community driven for safety's sake. I know that there's a lot of concern about body-worn cameras, but public safety is what people are concerned with. Traffic is what people are concerned with. And affordable housing is what people are concerned with.
Well, how should Madison balance that need for development with other concerns such as traffic, historic preservation, and conservation of natural areas?
That also is a good question. And I brought a copy of the Southwest Area Plan. And the Southwest Area Plan is a projection of the growth of that area over the next 10 years. And so with the Southwest Area Plan, the planners did an excellent job in going out into the community and talking about what the Southwest Plan is and what it's not, and how do we look at those items that you talk, growth, transportation, resiliency, all of greenery, all of those things that are important to me, important to you, it should be reflected in the Southwest Area Plan. The planners the staff did an excellent job in going into the community and asking questions, and just not asking questions, but really providing an opportunity and a pathway for an equitable discussion of what the Southwest Area Plan is. And how we're going to achieve that is really looking at what's there, what's missing. We have to look at the budget in terms of the city that really wants active, effective communication within their districts. But we have what we want, what we need, and our wishes. And we have to really begin to balance all of those things out. And I talk about the Southwest Area Plan because all of those entities are involved in as they sit and do the planning that will affect Madison over the next 10 years. Where development fits, where development does not fit, how does that impact the greenery, how that impacts so many elements that are important to us. So the city is doing a very good job, but it has to be equitable. So someone has to be at the table to say who's missing, who's not at the table. And if they're not at the table, why are they not at the table? And to create a pathway that all voices can be heard. I don't know if I answered your question, but that is very, very important to me.
Well, when faced with making these difficult, controversial decisions, how will you ensure that you are getting input from residents with a broad range of perspectives?
As I said, I was elected in 2015. I feel that I'm a better informed alder now than I was then. And it is critically important to touch the homeowners association, the other associations that are within the district, to go into their meetings and to ask the question, what's missing for you? And the opportunity for individuals to have a voice. And again, I say they might not get everything that they want, but they absolutely should have a voice.
Now, what would you like to say to the viewing audience as we complete this interview?
Well, I'm going to read it if I may. The Barbara McKinney that I am is passionate about my community, passionate about the people I serve as alder, passionate about listening, passionate about making sure that we have a transparent and open government. I'm going to show up for the constituents of District 20. Respectfully change city government policies to respectfully listen to the voices of the people who elected them. I will continue to be an advocate and support public safety. That's who I am.
Well, I want to thank Barbara Harrington-Mckinney for speaking with us and thank the viewing audience for taking the time to know your candidates. I want to remind everyone that the election is Tuesday, April 7th. Every election is important. Please vote. On behalf of Madison City Channel and the League of Women Voters of Dane County, I thank you for joining us.